Hey you guys, welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin and today is a special field trip. We are at the Vineyard at Black Willow Farms and they have an entire muscadine farm including black muscadines, they have scuppernugs, and they have everything. Unfortunately, we've already picked and we didn't see labels, so I couldn't go through variety by variety for you. But we're coming home with probably over 20 pounds of green muscadines and probably 10 to 15 pounds of black muscadines. We had the best time. Just completely have never seen this place at all. In fact, my son has a good friend. I've been to that kid's house twice to pick him up, and it's literally down the road, and we had no idea the farm was here. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy this video and I'll get back with you at the end. Thanks. Ooh, I think some of these look very tough skinned, maybe overly ripe. He did say the purplier the better. Yours look good. Those look like the Supreme. Do they? Okay, hold on. Ooh! There's still bees in here. Hold on. Okay, you guys, we're at Black Willow Vineyard, my friend and I, and they are giving the rest of their grapes to the public for free because they've already picked what they want for wine. And they have scuppernugs over there. They have the black varieties over here. These are more muscadine. And the first 5 rows as you come in were smaller, whatever that is. So this looks a little bit like Supreme. I don't know. They don't actually have markers out here. Good, very good. A little bit low on the sugar content. I love this irrigation. It's kind of overhead. Strong fence post. They bring a vine up, make a tee, and then they have their spurs here. So I'm just kind of observing all that. There's one. They're like, I've never been to a U-pick. Well, it's not really a U-pick. It's a winery. It's a vineyard. But where they just open it up to the public and they're like, oh, that one. That was a good one. Michelle doesn't want to be on camera. I'm not going to get any grapes because she's in here picking them all. The skin is edible. It's a little bit chewier on whatever this dark one is. Very good though. And definitely, you know, I don't feel the need to spit it out. Look over there. Oh, Michelle, we might have to jump rows. That one looks really good over here. I'm gonna jump. I gotta beat you. Look at these. These are jumbo. Man, these are big. They're so ripe, they're just falling. Look at the bees. The bees are grabbing the juices off of the grapes. That is huge. Y'all, this is fun. This area, at least 17 years, and I never knew this was here. Michelle lives practically around the corner and didn't know this was here. This is as much fun as the blueberry picking. Do you ever blueberry pick? Uh-oh. Did you leave these on purpose or for me? They're not as dark. I got tons of jars. Yeah. I can do juice. Yeah, we can juice these for sure. What a beautiful beautiful place. And they do have a big barn here, and I believe they do weddings, and you can pay them as a venue to take photos here. Look, you got to be careful when you come in here because there are bees and wasps, mostly honeybees. Those are honeybees you're seeing, right? Yeah, and they have down the hill, down over there, honeybee boxes. So this is, it's really super cool for me. Is it super cool? Yeah, she's saying yeah. She's a avid gardener, but not a YouTuber. Okay, yeah. He told us skip rows, every other row, because the varieties change there's 2 varieties on, I'm not saying it right. There's 2 varieties, and then they go to 2 more varieties, then 2 more varieties every 2 rows. You know, fill in the blanks. There's some more bees, a big down tree. We're trying to jump ahead of some other people. I go down here. I know, this is so wonderful. I bet your kids are loving it. These, oh, no, maybe these are the same. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna pick a bunch, eat a bunch, juice a bunch, especially since I didn't get very many muscadines this year. I love my Summit muscadine. Oh, big cluster. Look at that right there. This one right here, they have a lot of lichens on them, and then it comes over here and it looks like they have some sort of disease going on in this particular one. So they'll probably cut that out at the end of the season. It's almost like they forgot to pick this whole section right here, or they didn't like it. Oh yeah, these are hard and immature. Just a couple of these bottom ones are ready. Twist, twist, twist. The honeybees are everywhere on this. They're like, get out of my section. Okay. Yeah, these are all soft in here. Okay, Michelle and I, we've moved now. We're now in the bronze and golden section. Look at those bees. Got to try one first before we start picking. We must have 10 pounds each. It's seedy. Definitely seedy. Good. Very good. They'll all eat. All right. I'm gonna have to put down 2 hands. We need to go back and get new bags. Look at this. Down the whole side. And the bees. And some wasps. If you're afraid of bees, don't come to a U-Pick muscadine farm. Because seriously, it's loaded with bees. Michelle and I were in another section, and there was a wasp completely asleep between a bunch of clusters, a cluster of things, just like nestled in between like the fruit. And we decided, I thought he's dead, and she goes, no, I think he's just drunk. So the bees are for sure, look at this, there's 2 of them on this one. There's for sure some very happy bees, and it does smell a little fermented in here, a little bit. These are so heavy. Here's what the results were for the weight. This was 24 pounds of green, mostly scuppernongs. I think that they're all scuppernongs. I mean, just we couldn't tell. He said bronze. We're on row after row. There, I think there's a little bit of mixing of this versus that. The tint is very subtle. And then over here, we could not tell the difference really between the different blacks. This, you know, blacks, not Summit, Supreme, it could have been anything. Some of these look a little bit deeper. Some of them were slightly lighter, but that's also less ripe. Like that's very, but this one had more speckles. I don't know. It was really hard to tell. This was 13 pounds right here. So let's see what's the math. 13 plus 24, 37 pounds of muscadines we picked this morning for free to help clean out a vineyard at the end of their season and their year. And we left plenty of food on the vines. And there were so many people in the whole community who came and picked all these up. They had their own bags. My friend Michelle, I don't know how many pounds she had of hers, but anyhow, that's what we got right there. All right, thought I'd sit down. It's been a long day. So before I even got out there to where Michelle lived to pick her up to go here, or to go to the vineyard, I picked and cut down about 10 feet of moringa, my tallest, you know, leader branch, and I took it to her. I have enough moringa for a while, and I can't even eat all the moringa I've got. So I went ahead and gave it to her. Yes, it's like 100 degrees and 100% humidity. The sky's got to open up any minute because I see big clouds behind me. But anyhow, so she's also a canner and a gardener, and she's a beast in the garden, man. She can do it in all this heat and everything. So, long story short, I said, Michelle, we were just chit-chatting about things. I said, would you like some more moringa? She said, yeah. She would come down here this morning. And then my eyes, on Facebook, my eyes came across some community, I think it was Titusville community page. It was in a couple places. And it talked about this vineyard in Mims. I saw it the Mims Scottmore page too. And so this vineyard had muscadines, and I'm like, I didn't even know. When I picked up Michelle and we were on the street that I've been on a couple times already. Had no idea there's an entire vineyard behind, like maybe 4 houses down and to the left and through the woods. You know, I asked my son, did you know the vineyard was here? He goes, no, but his friend Christian did know. So, but just, no, you know, people didn't think to tell me. So they had already harvested enough for their winery. And they harvest when the bulk of it is all ripe at one time. And they left other stuff on the vine. I heard some lady on one of the rows talking about she had come and spent an hour, and all her job was, as a volunteer, was just picking off all the dead or the, you know, rotten, and just to pick the bad stuff off. So I don't know what the reason. Maybe I don't know if they have a machine picker or a shaker, human hands picking, I don't know. But anyhow, there's still quite a bit still immature on the vines, and then of course we picked what we could. So what I'm going to do with these mostly is I'm going to steam juice the bulk of them, and then I will probably can it to make it shelf stable, I think. That'll be the majority. We're going to have a lot on the table tomorrow for football games for the whole family to taste test. Again, there is 13 pounds of the blacks, of black muscadines. That I don't know. There was multiple varieties, and so they just say the black ones are that way, and the green ones are this way. The Scuppernogs are here, and they have a special wine one. Was the first 5 rows there, but then they had, like on another hill, more wine ones, so we didn't even get to see those, and we couldn't find any of the little small wine ones that they talked about on the first 5 rows. All we kept seeing is the green ones, and the majority of these were Scuppernogs. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna call it quits here. I have been sweating all day. I need to rehydrate and re-electrolyte myself with some Glow and from Beam, and go in there. I've got to grab my canner. I keep saying that. I got to grab my steamer, wash everything, load it, and watch the juices flow, because that is going to be really fun. You know, I didn't get much of a season on my Summit Muscadine because I lost my self-fertile plant on the next cattle panel over, and so my female doesn't really pollinate well by itself. So we're going to fix that this year. We have 4 different muscadines coming. We have Darlene, we have Granny Vale, which is, Darlene is female, Granny Vale is self-fertile. We have Supreme, which is female, and we have Black Beauty, which is female. Probably should have ordered more self-fertiles. And then, but we also have Concord and Niagara, which are self-fertiles, which are over by Salsa Garden. And the Summit is female. So between all those grapevines, I'm hoping we're going to have some pretty good pollination next year. I've actually contemplated calling Isons, which is where my vines are coming from, and asking them to swap out maybe Black Beauty for something else that's more self-fertile, just to cover my bases with that. So anyhow, y'all, I am pouring sweat. It's been a very hot day, wonderful day. I feel immensely blessed that this family, it looks like a family farm, and they would just go out of their way just to give all of their excess. It's very biblical, really, to let the community glean off your excess, and that was not lost on me. It's actually, I don't want to cry about it, but it meant a lot to me to have this extra food. Not that we're hurting to eat or anything, or hurt for money, but it was just the depth of compassion for the community that just touched my heart, really. So, and we're so, Michelle and I are definitely those type of people that appreciate it. She's, I think, actually going to make some jam and jelly as well. I might try my hand at that as well too. And I know I heard somebody talking about making wine. I have no interest in that, but just very interesting. What a cool day. I can't wait to like explore all sorts of recipes. With that said, you guys, thanks for joining us on our field trip up there to Black Willow Vineyards. And it's sort of like Mims. I would say Mims, Florida. I think it said Titusville, but Mims, they're right there up by Highway 46, if you know where that is. So you guys take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. That's so good. Really good.